Welcome to episode 3 of Where Peace Meets Hope. This is the Peace Dealer. And
Neighborhood Hope Dealer.
All right. And we got we got a new segment. We got a new segment called All Things Music, where we'll be profiling splendid, spectacular artists. I actually love the way this is set up. I don't know if you guys see it the way I see it, but it looks like Chelsea is on the bottom and we're on the top. That's kind of
I see it that way, so I don't know. Chelsea, you got to start it from the bottom. Now I'm here type shit.
Yeah. We have our artists down below. We'll be talking and speaking with. I met her 2 years ago when I was homeless, and she gave me a banana and told me that I can be somebody in life. No, but yeah. Thank you for joining us, Chelsea. How you doing?
Welcome. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know, it's a Saturday. I have a week off ahead, so I'm very happy.
I'm jealous of your life right now. So did you draw those sketches behind you?
Yes. I had major setbacks in the last 2 years. And, you know, I have this, like, I was born with a really huge ego. I've always felt like I needed to be, like, famous or whatever, or just great.
Her Venus is in Leo.
Okay. I understand. I resonate with you.
Yes. And so I made portraits of everyone who's had a major setback, but still came through. And this is, that's me though. That's not a famous person.
Oh, well, that's you. You're a famous person. We don't discount ourselves here. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Facts. Yes. Yeah.
Fun fact, by the way, my younger sister, right here that you see, Chelsea Odera, was actually born in Jamaica, Queens.
Hey. Yes, I was.
Just like 50 Cent.
Just same day too. Same day.
Really? Who's also a Gemini moon and Cancer sun.
Okay. So you're a Cancer sun, Gemini moon. What's your rising?
Libra.
I fuck with it. That's why I fuck with it. I'm a Libra moon. I fuck with anybody who got Libra anywhere.
Yes. I recently found out one of my good friends is a Libra. I'm like, that's why you're amazing. Yeah.
Word like that. Okay. And that's what's up too. You said you had a busy week, or you're chilling for the weekend. Yes. What you got going on, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah. So I happen to be a student. And so this is Thanksgiving break, and I can't express enough how much I feel like I need rest. Like I was just because we just had a test like on Friday, and I was scrambling to prepare, and I took the test, and like I haven't gotten my results back yet. So like, I don't know, I could have failed, I don't know, but yeah, like now that the week is here and like they're giving us all of Thanksgiving, or rather this whole Thanksgiving week off, so it's really cool. I plan on just like floating day by day, no assignments, nothing, just drinking my water,
So you were in school. So are you're undergrad, right, still?
No, I'm in medical school.
Oh, you're in medical school. You in real school, baby.
Where did you graduate? Where'd you get your undergrad?
Howard, Howard, okay. HU, yes, 2017.
So I know we haven't really started yet, but since you went to Howard, how do you feel? Because I know Howard right now is going through, they're under some heat right now. I'm actually trying to build a partnership, so I'm not going to talk too much trash about them, but they're going through some heat right now about their living quarters and conditions. And how do you feel about that? I feel like Howard is a prestigious school. It's great black girl magic, all of that, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's so hard to hear because I don't know the details. I actually randomly heard, like, one of my friends was like, oh, Howard's going through it. I was like, what are you talking about? And she filled me in. And apparently, I think it's what I heard about it. They basically, a lot of the dorms, the real HU, a lot of the dorms they just haven't been kept well, so there's like mold growing from the ceilings or something like that. I'm not surprised. I can't say I'm surprised at all, because like as a student at Howard, I saw a lot of these issues. And the fact is, yes, Howard is an amazing institution. And I think we sometimes talk about Howard interchangeably with a lot of other institutions, like, I don't know, let's say University of Michigan. But University of Michigan has so much more money than Howard does. Like, Howard,
you're right.
really as much funds. And specifically the buildings that were affected were buildings that I lived in. So it really feels like it hits close to home. Like that could have been me, you know? But I can't say I'm surprised. Like I mean, if at all possible, it's really important to support HBCUs, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Whatever you can. Given Kamala, you know, graduated from Howard. So like,
so pause. I'm not a Kamala fan, no, but keep going.
Oh, I don't know much about her.
Okay.
She spoke at my commencement, but like I literally don't know much about her. But yeah,
but she did go. But she did go there, and she's the vice president. So we're gonna give credit where credit's due, you know.
Because since she like, you know, got into office, like a lot of people have sent money to Howard. You know, I don't know if she directly sent any money, but a lot of people have sent money to Howard because why not, I guess. But I don't know, like sometimes people will send money to an institution specifically for certain programs or scholarships, not necessarily where it's needed most. So it's sad and it hurts my feelings, but I do hope to one day be like super rich so I can like build Howard up. Like that is serious to me. So.
I feel like this, like I feel like, so I lived a college life, and I just think that I lived in, when I first moved, so you know, as you grow through the different housing in fucking college. So when I was in college, I went to ULM. I stayed in something called Master. That was the hall. That was the ghetto. And I'm sure it probably is akin to what, you know, the students are complaining about at Howard, but that's just the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, and then once I became a sophomore and a junior, I moved to the nicer housing. And then I moved to, you know, and I'm not endorsing, you know, letting people live in slummy areas with mold. But if it got mold, bitch, you don't know where bleach is, go spray that shit and clean it. Like, the fuck is we doing? You just want to talk shit. You know what I'm saying?
Howard is finesse. Howard is finesse culture. You know, I will give you that. Yeah, I mean, I guess to vouch for the students, the towers, that's one of the buildings affected. That's supposed to be a newer building, and it's not. It's supposed to be the upperclassmen building, a fancier building. So that's a little confusing. But I do feel that like Howard culture is very much so like, you know, do what needs to be done to thrive. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel it, but I guess because I'm not there, I don't know the extent of the issue. The Washington Post has never been on our side, so I just
and that's the real thing too. So listen, so real life shit, like off of like this is real life shit, but real life 9 to 5 shit. I'm trying to my company wants to build a partnership with Howard Law School, but we cannot get in contact with them. Like I've been hunting in the daylight with a flashlight to find somebody in their career services. So if you happen to know anybody or you have a contact, when I say I'm serious about this, one of my goals is to give back to the Black community. And I think that what I do in my 9 to 5, I think that Black students would benefit greatly from it. But I just can't find a foot in to, you know, so if you know somebody that knows somebody, let me know so I can get, you know, so we can put some money, we can really expand, we can really change the world.
Yeah, no, I'll look into it. I don't have any direct contacts to the law school. I can't lie. I know the med school. I know co-ops, but I'll still try. Howard's not that big. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome to Peace Meets Hope. So so we're about to dive in, guys, to our segment. We're gonna kind of play a round robin. So I kind of have everybody. Chelsea, you're new, but you'll get used to me because I'm sure you'll be here more often. But you know, I kind of I get everybody set up so everybody knows what we're supposed to be doing. So we're gonna start off with you. Everybody's gonna ask questions, and we're all gonna answer these questions, and we're gonna have dialogue. And hey, people in the comments, if you have any answers to these questions as well, feel free to put them in the comments. We'll flash them on the screen, XYZ. So Chelsea, starting with you. We're talking about all things music. So every question, no matter what it is, has to be dealing with something musical. So Go for it.
Okay. Do you guys make music? I know the answer for one person. But do you guys make music?
So I'll hop in since we already know the answer for one, but you still got to answer, Mike. So I don't. So I'm a musician by trade. Like growing up, I was in a band. My dad's a pastor, so I went to choir rehearsal. So I know music. I know music well. I know every genre of music. I can actually sing very well. I was trained to sing, but I do not sing. Only very small group of people have ever seen me sing, but I can. I have a big voice, a very powerful, soulful voice. Kind of like I love your voice. We'll get to it, but but I don't actually make music. That's not I'm creative in another way. I can probably aid. I think I would be a good person to being a producer because I have a good ear for music. But making music, that's not I'm better behind the scenes.
Okay, cool.
Wow, you know what? I've come to, because I've been recording tracks for like years, but I've come to realize it'd be pretentious of me to say I'm a musician, because concerning like producing and like instruments, like I played trumpet in grade school for like a year, but
that's a hard instrument to play. To do this all day, I just can't. I just can't.
And it was just for like 1 year, but other than that, like I have a guitar and I'm just getting into like beat making. So I want to actually like, and I actually want to start like singing and making R&B songs too, right? So I realized, I've just been talking shit on the mic and just like been rap and hip hop is like a form of music, right? But I'm coming to embrace more like production and like
okay.
Michael's actually a singer. Like years ago, yes, years ago.
When you said that, Hope, I was like, damn, I hope she doesn't remember.
I'm a kid, so I don't forget. And years ago, we were at this like church convention, and they were having a talent show. And Michael took it upon himself to sing for us. And like, I don't know, like people were clowning him, I think really just because they weren't expecting it from him.
Right,
but he was not bad. Because I would tell him if he was bad. Michael knows I would let him know.
Wait,
he was bad.
You mean I didn't even know you were going to talk about that one where the people who we came with, as soon as they saw me sing, they got up and they walked out the room.
Oh shit. They childish.
I thought I bombed that. I thought it was so horrible, and then I needed to be the carry.
You weren't bad. Like I and also something.
I sang Amazing Grace.
Yeah, something worth considering is that like I can hear when somebody like has like potential that can get better over time versus something just like really is not that good. There's even the tone deaf category. But Michael's not bad. Yeah. So I definitely support him trying to be a singer. Okay. But yeah, so I'm definitely a singer. I just released my first album called Bitter. Yeah, I'm in love with it. Like it's my everything. I have a lot of different projects like in the works. And I have to say that like Michael has been like a huge inspiration for me because Michael's been producing music or like making albums for at least a decade, like he's been putting out albums back to back to back to back. And it's crazy because like I am out here, like a lot of people kind of know me as the singer sort of. But for many years I had no album to speak of. And like my brother's out here like, oh yeah, I have 6 albums. 6, 7, 8 albums. I'm like, yeah, So yeah, I make music and it's been amazing. And I definitely have to give props to my brother for like encouraging me to do so because otherwise it would not have gotten done.
Thank you. I have this tradition where like the first track of every album is featuring her.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He just asked me to come out. Okay.
That's dope. You're a good big brother. Listen, that is key to have a good big brother or a good little brother. Like you can have some crummy ones, but you're a good one. So.
It's weird too because her son's on my Jupiter, so she kind of feels like my older sister. That's my younger sister.
She's your fortune. She's your money. She's your jewel, your prize. Yeah, you got to take care of her.
I hate to be. You just give me an epiphany right now. So I hate to be that like astro nerd, but I
do it.
My Pars of Fortune is in Libra on your rising. She literally is my fortune. Holy shit! That's good.
Can I get some money? Like,
it's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. That's how I feel. Kill me with that broke shit. That broke shit get old. All right. They don't know. All right, Mike, you up.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take it there right off the bat. One thing that I really enjoyed when you would give me your lectures and school me is on vocal range and how I would think that certain people can sing. So I'm just gonna say right now, Beyonce or Rihanna, and
is that a real question? That's
Thank you.
Question. He wasted one of his 3 wishes on that shit.
No, my real question was really gonna be, if you can make a range and spectrum of where singers are, where would you put them, and where would you put Beyonce and Rihanna?
Okay.
That's a much better question.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. Surprisingly, it depends, right? If we're talking about objective talent, there's a lot of, in my humble opinion, there's a lot of, maybe not a lot, but there's more than one way to measure vocal ability. One I use is range, which I actually think is a little arbitrary, but range, vocal ability, how many runs can you do? The only thing I don't count when judging a person's voice is like the tone of voice, because I don't know, but I don't think you can really, I don't think you have any say in how you sound. I think you're just born sounding a certain way. I could be wrong. So vocal ability and agility and like acrobatics and stuff and range are the 2 things that I kind of think about and judge. And if we're judging on those 2 alone, I can't say right off the bat that Beyonce is the best ever, just because Mariah Carey is obviously the queen of range. Like we can't, and she has nearly all of the vocal ability. Yeah, you can't dispute it. She has like nearly all the vocal ability that Beyonce has always shown over time. So it's like, that's the one thing. Another person, I don't know if Ariana Grande deserves to be in that category. She can go high, but I don't know if she can go low. I haven't like studied her enough to really know. I know she can go high. I just don't know if she can go low. But I'm willing, if somebody were to say like, yes, she should be up there, then I'm willing to put her there. That's fine. Another person who actually should be up there, like amongst the greats, is Jennifer Hudson, without a doubt. She has amazing range. And that's another thing. Her voice is very big. And even though I know that's not something you can control, I will still give you credit for that. I will still give you credit for that. I didn't know Mariah writes all her songs.
I didn't know she writes all her songs either.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that makes you a better singer. I think it makes you a better artist. I don't think it makes you.
You're right. You're right. That's true.
But yes, I do appreciate that. Whitney Houston, absolutely. I would say Whitney Houston would be tied with Beyonce, just because in terms of range, I don't think Whitney has like a really, like, she's not the Mariah Carey category.
Mariah Carey and mop her in the singing contest.
Damn.
Right. Has some range, but not like, you know, I mean, Mariah can hit notes that are literally ethereal. Like they literally like take you out of this world, you know?
And easily too, just like it's Tuesday.
Did you hear her recent Christmas drop? I haven't. Oh my, you have to hear it. It was all peaceful and fine. And then she just goes
because she's not like, she gotta remind you why she fucking Mariah Carey. That's why she gotta remind you why she gotta.
Oh, so she hasn't lost it.
Oh no. Well, that's the thing, right? Because I remember a couple years ago, she did that like New Year's performance and people were mad at her because she didn't sing. And I was kind of thinking like, you know, I haven't lived long enough to know personally how the voice ages over time. And I know there's a lot you can do to affect your voice's health and all these things. It's like a really delicate situation. So I don't know if maybe she really just didn't have it anymore. And I don't think it's fair to require her to sing, you know, at 50 the way she was singing at 20. Like that's just not fair. But you know, turns out I was wrong. She still has it, you know. She came back with the track and I was like, thank you. Let them know. So yeah, and then I would also say in terms of contemporary artists that I'm aware of, I would put her slightly below Beyonce. I love her. I love her tone. She's very talented. She has range, but it's like, there's something that I like about certain singers. I like singers who can be loud and expansive. And I don't know if that is like again, a genetic thing. I don't know if that's something you can control. I assume it is because you can have like air control and diaphragm and all that. But her never really gets loud, but I still like her. She's very talented. I like Ari Lennox. I like Ari Lennox. Like
she got like a baby voice to me. Like more, you know.
Ever, but I do love her. And I have to give props to Chloe and Halle. Just amazing, brilliant, extremely talented.
Can we take a pause? Can we take a side rant? So anything with me, we always take. You gotta keep up. All right. So side rant, Chloe and Halle. So how do you feel about the way Chloe is right now? You know, she's catching a lot of flack for her. One, they try to liken her to Beyonce. Boo, you could never. Not in a disrespectful way, but it's Beyonce. Like, come on.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And do you think she's trying too hard to grow up, to over sexualize herself and be, you know, and be a grown up?
I was actually just having this discussion. And I'll preface by saying I definitely, because I don't know what it's like, I definitely think it's a bit hard for some child stars to transition out of being presented in a very modest, childish way and wanting to grow up from there. I think that's very natural to want to do that. Me personally, because I actually didn't listen to a lot of Chloe and Halle prior to actually I just never have listened to them.
Nobody wakes up and is like, you know what, I want to hear that Chloe and Halle today. Nah, it's not.
Exactly. Right? I love them and I knew they were talented, but I never really listened to them. I'll go back a little bit. When she came out with I'm Feeling Good performance.
Okay. That was nice.
Vocally, it was nice.
Okay.
Vocally, and I like dancing. I'm a dancer.
Okay.
It was a little much, but I'll say this. I believed it. I believed that was her, right? I believed it. Have Mercy, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's too much or not too much. I just don't believe you. I don't believe you. And part of why I don't believe it feels like she's trying a little too hard. And that's fine. We all there have been times when I've tried too hard. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I don't believe her in Have Mercy is because you have a voice that you can do so much with. And that is the song that you made. Like, I don't believe that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that that's the music you were dying to make in this moment. Like, I don't know.
I agree. I think that she needs to find who she is. But she's young. And so so right now is the time for her to do too much. She had to do too much in order to know that it was too much. She might not want to, and that's what people have to show her, extend her little grace and mercy, because she's a fucking kid, you know. And so you've done some shit and you didn't know it was too much, but so she gets to do it in the limelight, you know. And so people are a little bit harder on her, but she's growing, she's finding out who she is, she's trying out other people's clothes, and that's kind of how life is. We try out everybody else's solution until we realize that, like, until we tap into who we are, nothing's gonna work. And I think that's what she's going through. And I think she's just trying to figure out who she is. And it's interesting. We should be honored to watch, but I don't like this phase. Girl, take this one off. Try something else on.
And I definitely feel bad because I'm sure everybody, including herself, have always felt that it was a blessing to be signed by Beyonce. But I think I'm starting to see that like people are always going to compare it to Beyonce, and that's very hard. Especially, I'm sure Beyonce was naturally always her idol, so it's hard to have your idol be your employer and then not want to emulate that. And I can't imagine the pressure.
I want to see more creativity. I know, like, we got to go back to our original Mike question, but I want to see more creativity among people, because every female artist out right now is a replica of Beyonce. That's it. It's it's just a clone that's been diluted one way or the other. But I want somebody to be another Beyonce, but not Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Make another template. And they don't, even the rappers, the singers, everybody, every female artist has a little sprinkle of Beyonce on their shit. Yeah. Make your own shit. Like, be creative. And people don't understand what it means to be creative anymore.
I mean, think of like Erykah Badu, right? She's not like Beyonce, but
exactly.
She's not like Beyonce. She's amazing. Sierra, she wasn't really like Beyonce. She was her own thing.
Yes.
Hopefully it happens. But going back to like rating singers, let's drag out the ones who are not that amazing. I love Normani. I really do love her. But she doesn't have that much vocal talent as far as I'm aware. I may not love the next person. I don't know. But you know what? I'll just say it. I do love Rihanna. I do love Rihanna as a person, as an artist. Vocally, because I've never seen her play anything live. Like, I've never seen her sing anything impressive live. I'm sorry. So I love her though. I love her. Moving on. I don't know. Like, help me. Who should we throw in the mix?
Aiko.
Below Rihanna.
You said below Rihanna? Wait, pause, sis. Wait, hold on.
That's why I had to ask this question.
Let's dig deeper. Below Rihanna?
Okay. Name a Jhené song that shows that she's better than Rihanna. Name a Jhené and Rihanna song that shows like kind of like the best of both, and like say why she's better, or equal. I could take equal.
Nah, because I think so. Bad girl, Riri, if we ever become friends, I love you, but you can't sing. I don't think so. You make great music and you know how to make it, and I'm gonna whine my ass to it, but I'm just not. You're not a singer to me. But you're good at what you're a fucking great artist. So I'll say, I'll say that. Yes. But Jhené
got me fooled. I thought they were all great singers. That's why I needed to hear this straight up.
Nah. But so Jhené, I love Jhené because Jhené is Jhené. She's a sultry, she's a vibey singer. She can hold her pitch, she can hold her whatever her range may not be large, but she plays in her pool and she stays in her pool, and she knows how to dance in her pool, and she sells her pool well, and nobody else can get in her pool and do what she does. Don't nobody want to.
I'll say one thing, right? I haven't seen a lot of Jhené Aiko live. The little that I have seen is very similar to Rihanna. Like it's when I hear her live, I feel like, wow, they really, really engineered you in studio to sound as good as you sound a little bit. Okay. She sounds more her voice sounds like stronger and a bit more streamlined in her like edited work versus live. And I remember years ago when I was a huge Tumblr person, a huge Tumblr addict, I was looking at this one post, and this one person was like, why does Jhené Aiko's album only have 7 songs? Why is it only 30 minutes long? And the next comment was like, it's because you can only whisper on the track for so long. It's true. Like, I love Jhené, and I do love how how warm her voice is. The rich, like she definitely gives me like, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like brown sugar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess for me, if she didn't fall apart live, then I would give her more credit. But I haven't seen a performance of her. I haven't seen that many performances of her live, but I haven't seen a performance of her live that would make me give her more credit than I'm giving her. Not a bad singer though. Still love her. And you're right. She does pedal.
Brandy, Ashanti.
Oh, so I'll take what you said about her because you're right. I haven't seen her live. Ashanti, I was in the car driving yesterday. I was like, damn, this bitch really can't sing, and they got her on the radio. She could never sing, and she can't dance. I don't know, and she looked like she got a touch of Downs. We love Downs people. No. I love her. Like, damn, I was like, shit.
See what days are cold without you.
But that shit, here's another one. Yeah, no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Didn't Ashanti do a versus with someone?
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Keisha Cole can sing though, right?
Nah, not really, but she okay.
Oh, see, this is
she way lower than Rihanna, absolutely.
This is why this conversation is essential. Like, I feel so schooled because, like, I didn't know there was levels like that. Like, it's how about Brandy? Brandy, cool.
Brandy's a singer, but yeah, Brandy's a great singer. She is. Yeah. She's her lane of her own too. You couldn't compare her to Beyonce. Brandy is she's a mother of singing. She's a mother of like hip hop and artistry. So you can't, you know what I'm saying? So like everybody's kind of a template of her, huh?
Like Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah. I think her sleeping. I was just hold on. I gotta shout out my homeboy. Shout out to Johnny Bravo. Shout out to Jay Salt. I appreciate you for helping me prepare for this. But yes, Alicia Keys is a great singer. But her sleeping with a married man, fucked her. Bitches with morals did not like her. They was just like, she might take my man, nigga. She is not worried about you. She already took one man.
Wow.
A lot of people argue that Alicia Keys can't sing, and I think that's a stretch to say she can't sing, but I've always had a bit of an issue with her vocal ability, and I've always I've let that slide because I always felt like she's more than her voice. Like, she's a musical genius. She can play the piano. She knows how to arrange a song, but I never felt like her voice was super impressive to me. Yeah, like because sometimes I'll listen to her and I'm just like, I would feel like she didn't even hit the note sometimes. I'm confused, and I'm like, well, this was like, you could have re-recorded that if you needed to. Like, I don't know.
Like, you didn't have to commit to that. Like,
yeah, like, I don't know. And I also think some people who are more critical of her voice, I think it's more the quality of her voice that isn't so impressive to them. But I try not to judge people on that because you can't change that as far as I'm. The same people that don't like Alicia Keys also don't like John Legend.
I was about to say, what do you think about John Legend? What do you think about John Legend?
I respect John Legend. I really do. I don't think it's fair to say he can't sing, but I can understand why they might think that way, just because John Legend, again, it has to do with like the quality of his voice that I think people don't like. And there's sometimes the way he sings, even though he'll be hitting the notes, it kind of sounds like he's wailing, you know, even though he's hitting the notes. And I think people don't like that, but he's hitting the notes. So I'm like, if you're hitting the notes, I can't be mad at you.
I think John is a different singer. I love John Legend. We're just ordinary people. No, hey, who else can you imagine singing Ordinary People? Who? And killing it like that, you know what I'm saying?
John Mayer?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm playing.
Yeah, he might actually do it nice, but it's not. You know, it's not many people who it's his own lane. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a Luther Vandross. He's not a Al Green. He's not these people. It's like comparing Kobe to Shaq. You just can't. So
actually. Is John Legend a baritone? Because somebody was talking to me recently. I think they told me about this guy. I forget his name. Wow, he's new though. I want to say I forget. But he's new. He's R&B. He's for sure a baritone. And he just he was talking about how, you know, there's not a lot of male baritones in music anymore, and I want to bring us back. Giveon, that's his name. I guess.
I don't know if I heard him. I think I have though.
His voice is super deep, yeah. Okay. And it made me realize, like, yeah, most of the people who come to the forefront, most of the men are tenors, which we should throw in Usher. Usher is next to Beyonce, maybe. Is that fair?
That's fair. That's absolutely
Usher can sing.
Usher can sing, yeah.
Oh,
Justin Timberlake. There's somebody who was trying to compare Timberlake and Usher, and then it became like this whole like
Justin Timberlake would beat Usher. I don't know that you. Justin, that's a tough one.
What'd you say?
Justin would beat Usher. I think it would be like a hair trigger because it's Justin Timberlake. Have you seen
would you say Justin Timberlake makes better songs than Usher, but Usher sings better than Justin Timberlake?
Nah, I don't know. I can't. It's hard to. I can't like the people in Detroit, not Detroit, fucking Baltimore say I can't call it. I don't know. It's just. I don't know.
Somebody mentioned Neo. We do need to talk about Neo.
Wait, am I fucked up? Like I don't hate The Weeknd at all, but I was kind of confused because The Weeknd sounds like a sheep to me. Like
I hate The
Weeknd. You hate The Weeknd.
No,
I've been on the road just doing promo.
Am I missing something? Like, is it just
I'm sorry. The Weeknd is so triggering because, like, I don't know, like he can't sing, he can't, and I don't know why people ride for him.
No, I'm so confused. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like maybe the songs are slapping. I don't know.
I mean, if you can compose a good song, good for you. But he can't. Here's the thing, right? If Kanye West decided to release an album where he's singing, it would be fire. He's not a good singer though, but it would be fire.
Because it's Kanye.
Because it's Kanye, right?
And niggas be like, y'all heard Kanye singing? Yeah.
Somebody did mention Neo. Neo, I think,
right. Great song.
is
he. He just I don't even know. Nah, Neo be whining. Like Neo is not he sing through his nose. It make me so mad. I be wanting to tell him to get it from the gut. Like every song. I be like, bitch, stop it. But he makes good songs though, and they catchy. But go ahead. What y'all think about Neo? Y'all think Neo a good singer?
I like him. I think I haven't listened. Like, I guess I wouldn't put him as high as Usher. But I would still say he's good. Yeah, I don't listen too critically. This is totally random. I just thought of this. I want to say young Justin Bieber was decent. I don't know what he's doing these days, but young Justin
he can sing.
He could do a little something, not trying to give him too much. Because I went back and I was listening to like Somebody to Love. You Smile. I was like, he was actually doing it. Like,
what about Khaled and Miguel?
I like Miguel.
I see Miguel live. Yeah, he's nice.
He's good?
Yeah, okay. He sounds just like he sounds in the studio live.
Yes.
Or better. Yeah, he's really nice.
I don't know much about Khaled though. I know he's like yeah, I don't want to say he's up and coming because I think he's more established at this point. But I don't know. I think I've only heard Location. And I don't think that's a fair song to judge him on.
Right.
All of his songs sound like Location. Just think of Location with different words.
Yeah.
I like Location.
But
I like Location. Send me your location. Let's ride the vibration. I don't want nobody else but you. That shit hit. But that's all of his songs sound like.
I really like Sam Smith, but I heard he was throwing shade at Michael Jackson, and I just stepped away. And I was like, you
can't. So this is my only thing. So if that's your only reason, I feel like you gotta, if anybody throws shade at Michael Jackson or Bill Cosby, you just gotta let it be because we don't know what happened. Like you gotta stand there.
He wasn't throwing shade about allegations. He was saying Michael Jackson wasn't the king of pop. And I was just like, where?
Okay, you're disrespectful. Okay, all right. Okay. I'll take that.
Where are you coming from?
People who say that, though, have never seen Michael in his prime.
I don't know. It's confusing.
Like it don't matter.
It was super unprompted, too.
Where does he fall in as far as singing ability?
Who, Sam Smith?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. He probably set the bar. I think so. If everybody's a replication of Michael Jackson right now.
Wow.
Everybody is. Yeah.
Also,
nobody has surpassed him.
I knew a lot more of Michael Jackson when he was a solo singer, but I've come to realize that like I think he did a lot more singing when he was younger. And the reason why I say that is because when I listen to Who's Loving You, that song is really out of this world and he really put in work the whole time. But when I listen to like Beat It, Thriller, like you don't hear that in Beat It, Thriller. Okay. One of the songs I really like is what's it called? Like The Way You Make Me Feel. I really like that song. It's not a super singy song, but I love it. Like,
yeah. You're right. It is, and that's the beauty of Michael. Like he was he invented talk sing. You really turn me on. Like he just talking to a bitch. He talking to a bitch out of clothes.
Yes. Yep.
Somebody said Sade. Sade. She a legend. Absolutely. Yeah. There'll never be another Sade.
Yeah.
Like that? Wow. Okay. Aaliyah?
Nah. R.I.P. But nah. She just died early.
Because in the time and way that she died, like people just have gassed her. Like
she
like oblivion.
She might be with Jhené Aiko. She might be sitting next to her on the bench.
So that's kind of like some people, like Whack 100 would say that's kind of the same with Nipsey Hussle. Kind of like
Nipsey was cold.
Like Nipsey could rap, but like he wasn't really like a legend like that. Like for real, it's just because he died early. But some people disagree vehemently.
I disagree. I disagree. I don't know if it's because I'm a Leo, but I disagree.
Right, because he's Leo too, right?
Yeah, like he cold. He was a cold rapper, especially for you got to understand. And so I just think about it like he was really into like he was really about the shit he was talking about. So much so that the shit he was talking about is the reason that got him killed. You know what I'm saying?
And he's the only one who he's the only one who sold his albums in a unique way. Like he would sell his album for like $1,000 or like.
Because he knew he was a fucking Leo,
and he'd sell like 100,000 of them or something like that. Like he just, but yeah. Someone said Maxwell.
Hell yeah.
And Marsha Ambrosius.
I don't know these people very well. Like I know them by name. I've never heard them.
Okay, so you got homework. We're singers now, so we're famous. We gotta we stepping and we living in that. Maxwell, you can't know music if you don't know Maxwell, and you gotta look up his music videos. Like he's the creative. He's okay. So if Michael Jackson was a template, Maxwell was he's the freedom. He's the sexual freedom. All the risque that you see now, like for you to be able to be
Maxwell
on that couch.
Heard that?
Absolutely,
he did have that one video where it was
butt ass naked. That was it.
I thought that was D'Angelo.
Yeah, I thought that was D'Angelo.
Okay, that might be then D'Angelo. I'm fucking up.
No, but I thought it was Maxwell too.
I don't know Maxwell, but regardless, fucking Maxwell is one of the greats, regardless of whether he was naked or not.
Jamie Foxx.
Okay, I used to really love doing accents when I was younger, and then I started singing, right? And I realized I'm a good singer because I'm really good at imitating good people, right? And I think that's Jamie Foxx. He's good at imitating good singers, so he's a good singer. But in and of himself, I don't think he's stellar, but he's not bad. I don't know.
I think he's stellar. I think he's an underrated artist because in order to imitate certain singers, you have to be able to properly imitate their vocal range. And he does that flawlessly. Like Jennifer Hudson just sings, belts out shit. This nigga could go to the highest octave and just be looking at you like he's smoking a blunt. You know what I'm saying? I think he's phenomenal. I think that he doesn't put enough time or energy. Like if he wanted to be a star singer, I think I would put him. Okay, so on a scale, octavely, singing wise, talent wise, he's past Beyonce. He's in between Michael and Beyonce.
Damn.
But octave singing wise, however, he just doesn't. That's not what he wants to do with his life, so he doesn't use it like that. So, but he's skillful, absolutely.
What I will say is that all I know of Jamie Foxx is like the short clips he would sing in Ray, because I watched that. And then I also know Fall for Your Type and Blame It on the Alcohol. Like that's all I know from him.
You should listen to Intuition. You should listen to that album. That's one of my favorite albums.
But also, so have you ever seen the Jamie Foxx show?
No, that's
That's
like a
what you
stand-up?
need. That yeah, it's no, it's not a stand up. It's an actual show. It's with the girl Danielle or Gabrielle something. And so in there he was a jingle writer, and so he had to write jingles, and he would write these elementary jingles, but belt them out in octaves that were just like, did he really just? He got a song called "Plain White Rice." Like he makes you feel plain white rice. You're like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? And so, but he's a singer, so he shows you his soul. He shows you all of these things. So, so don't just restrict your research to just music. Like watch his TV show because he sings a lot, he plays a lot. So he's having, and you got to understand. So you as an artist should understand when it's work, when your livelihood is on it. Then you're more controlled. But his livelihood was on his acting and not his singing, so he had more fun with it. So he played with the ranges and the octaves much more, and so you really get to see him as an artist. And so I would be interested after you've watched it if you feel the same. But he's phenomenal.
I don't know if we should move on to the next question, but I did want to catch like two people in the chat. We did talk about her. Daniel Caesar, not very high on my list. And I also wanted to throw out Adele below Beyonce.
Right. Well, the last thing about it is
you said below Beyonce?
I said below Beyonce.
Adele?
Blasphemy.
Why? Like Adele versus Beyonce is like the biggest feud in the vocal community. Like there's nothing that will like inflame the situation faster. Because I've gotten into like fights with people. I've gotten into fights, and I don't understand why.
I love that.
Adele's better. Why do you think Adele's better?
Adele, fat bitch, skinny bitch, tall bitch, any bitch. Adele will sing Beyonce in circles. Like, have you heard?
Let's get it.
Listen, I've been told I sing Adele better than Adele. I've never been told about that for Beyonce. Like Adele is easy, and a lot of people feel like she's easy.
Let me tell you something, Chelsea. I love you, and we're gonna talk about your music. I think you're a phenomenal artist, but baby, you can't never sing Adele better. That's like saying Adele better than Adele. That's like somebody saying it can be Chelsea better than Chelsea.
Chelsea, you're gonna have to sing some Adele right now.
That's the only way we can hear it. Drama beat. I know you got one, Mike.
You're just gonna have to give us a little Adele, and so we'll see if those people were right.
You gotta leave the room and come back just dressed as Adele. I don't understand what's going on.
I said too much. I think
that's the moon in Gemini.
LeBradford's on my side, though. LeBradford's on my side.
Oh shit.
Okay, performance. Oh yes, okay. That's one thing too. A lot of people say Beyonce's the entertainer and Adele's the singer, and I'm like, I feel like even if you strip all of that away. Like Listen by Beyonce. I don't,
that's my shit. Listen. Oh, she do sing the fuck out of that song.
At last. Like an Adele song that can match those.
Oh, yeah, man. Hello, Rolling in the Deep. There's a fire starting in my... Listen, any Adele song you put up against Listen. And I love Dream Girls would mop the fuck out of Beyonce. Absolutely.
Okay, wait. So are you saying it's a better song or that the singing is better?
Both.
Okay.
But and Listen is a beautiful song. It's one of the most beautiful songs that Beyonce ever wrote, and it's in Dreamgirls. I saw it perform live on Broadway. When I say it's a beautiful song, but when Adele like just get quiet and let Adele just sum up all that hate and fat she used to have and belt out that shit, man, fuck Beyonce. Beyonce who? But Beyonce
You're talking live.
yeah. But the thing is, Beyonce is she's flashy. She's like, she's the dangling carrot. So she's distracting you with her, because she can't sing as good as Adele because she's moving. So her voice can't be as steady. Her breathing can't be as focused. She couldn't outperform Adele, but she'll keep you dangling with that beautiful ass.
I feel like you just perfectly described the difference between Taurus and Virgo. Virgo is beautiful moving, and then Taurus is fixed.
We must move on.
The last thing I was going to ask is, who are y'all top fives based on everything you said now?
That's always hard.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, top three.
No, you need more options than that.
Right. I was like, that's worse. No other way. Then.
For me, just off the top, I like Beyonce. I like well, yeah, I do like Adele. I like Beyonce, Adele, Whitney Houston, of course. I actually have to give props to Celine Dion. She's very amazing. Jennifer Hudson. And in terms of modern people, I don't like to just only pull on old people. I like her. Her, I think, is really holding the game together. And Chloe and Halle. Yeah, I think that's who I would put.
I would go to, so I would toss some men in there. I would definitely put people like John Legend and Sam Smith. I would put people like Justin Timberlake and Usher, but I would also put people like Jhené Aiko, Beyonce, of course. You always got to give reverence to the queen. No matter what it is, she's still the queen. No matter where she at on the scale, she's still that bitch. You know what I'm saying? We got Whitney Houston. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's somebody else that I'm missing. We're gonna put Chelsea up there because you're gonna be up there too. So that's how I'm ending my list. Hey. Okay. I can't. We gotta talk about your album, but I got so many questions I want to ask you. So I'm trying not to hog all the time. But can we go? Mike, you got to give us your top, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple questions in a row, Chelsea. Okay.
I have to do what?
You have to your top five. Who are your top 5, 3, 10, whichever ones?
Oh no, I don't even know singers like that. I thought Rihanna could sing, and that's when I got schooled. I was like, so that's why I'm like, okay, I just need to go back to the drawing board. If you ask me, I'd say Rihanna can sing her ass off, but then if you ask me about vocal range and tonality, I wouldn't know what to tell you. So I just felt really schooled through the stuff.
One thing I learned in making Bitter, the album, is that non-singers actually really cannot differentiate good singing from bad singing. So, but it made me realize that all the things that I worry about, I don't think it's not that they don't matter, because they do matter to me and they do matter, but I don't know. It's like if other people can't appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's for you guys. So if you can't appreciate it, what is? Yeah. So I don't know. So many people are bringing up cool people. I like Christina Aguilera. She's very high on the list.
Christina,
let's move on.
Okay. We'll come back. Thank y'all for participating. So I'm gonna so a couple things, Chelsea. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be so honest with you right now. I always go into listening to artist songs, especially after a certain age, with the intention of hating it. I want to hate it. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's real. I have a good friend. I'm gonna keep shouting him out. Jay Salt, Johnny Bravo. Y'all look out for him. He's a rapper. I definitely gotta introduce you to him, Mike. You too, Chelsea. When I say he's just a phenomenal artist. But when I first heard his music, when he first told me he wanted to hear it, I was like, I wanted to hate it, because that's just the reality of it. So I listened to your music and I loved it. I'm gonna tell you the things that I loved about it, because I want to gas you up before I go into my questions. So one of the things that you do that I really, really appreciate is your music tells a story. A lot of artists, they don't, they've started putting songs on tracks and it doesn't tell a story. But I was telling, so I listened to your album with my friend Johnny Bravo, because he's been around music. He knows music. He makes music. And so I was just like, we're gonna listen to this like judges, so I can give her some good, some good feedback. Because I'm not gonna ever gas nobody I don't believe in. I can't. It's against my religion. So you told a story. It was just I was like, yes. I love the story you told. And so Over It, you sung that so well. I believed you. I was talking to my friend. I was just like, she sound like she over it. He was like, yeah, because she over it. So it was beautifully done. You have a beautiful voice. You have a sultry voice. I was afraid when I first when I heard Bitter, I was afraid that you hadn't, and maybe you can understand this, maybe you can't. And I hate to say this, but you hadn't gone through enough pain to really feel the music you were singing, if that makes sense. You had a good voice, but you didn't somebody, you didn't feel it, but you could sing it. But when I heard everything all together, it makes sense why in that song, because it's also a story, it's a piece of art. It makes sense why in that song alone, it you were bitter, but you over it because you was over it. That's why you didn't. It wasn't meant to feel like a painful song. It was like I'm bitter because bitch, I gotta be over this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that, and I want to tell you my favorite song off of the album is "Dreaming." I'm gonna like I vlog, and so I'm definitely gonna make sure I put that on, like put it in my. I'm gonna make sure I give you credits, any royalties, any of that shit. But I think it's a beautiful song. I think it's a beautiful way to. I think, and I kind of look at it as an ode to your brother in a way, because there's a lot of manifestation in your music. There's a lot of astrology there that I can see, and it's really really good. So I really appreciate that, and I'm excited to see you grow. Like we listened to it, and I was like, okay, and 7 songs was perfect. It was the perfect amount of songs. It was I didn't get tired of you, and I wanted to listen to the next song. I didn't want to stop listening to you. So I think anybody who actually presses play, they're going to go back no matter what song they go in, order they go in, they're gonna go back and play from the beginning. I think it's a very great first album, and so I'm excited for you. It's a beautiful album. It's a beautiful piece of art, and I look forward to you growing because your voice is bigger. It's big. I feel like it's really really big, and I feel like you're just playing with it right now. So you're trying to see you testing the waters. You acting like Chloe right now, but when I can't wait to see you open up and really. And really push that voice out. And one of the other last thing I'll tell you before I go into the questions is so we watched this show called The Four. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it was like the Diddy show.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we look for in the artist is you didn't sound like anybody else. You sounded like Chelsea.
Ooh,
and so you like so with that, so you got to understand that's the Jhené Aiko lane. So how you use that to help you is what don't you like about the where she is, and how can you use that to make sure that you don't end up in that same area, if that makes sense. Because you have your own lane. Nobody can sound like you. Nobody can do what you do. So make sure you maximize that potential. You sound like Chelsea. When they hear you on the radio, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's Chelsea." They're not gonna be like, "Well, is that Beyonce or Rihanna today?" You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, "That's Chelsea." So I really appreciate your music. So my first question to you is: did you write your songs? All your songs?
Yes. Every last lyric.
Okay, and so my homeboy told me to tell you, he was like, "Yeah, she wrote all her songs. Yeah, that hit." So
thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
She can even rap too. She's written some raps.
Okay, stop.
Okay. So you're gonna have to. And so that's another thing I wanted to see from you. I want to see, don't get caught up in that vibe. I want to see some versatility from you.
And my bad, like and she didn't even. It's not even like she wanted to rap. I just asked her to rap on something I did, and she just whooped up some stuff, and it was fire. Like that let me know, like, oh, she wanted to rap. That's crazy.
I can write rap lyrics, and I do believe I need to be more versatile than I'm comfortable being at the moment, but. I'll leave it there.
But take your time. It's something that you know is there. You're aware of it, and go at your own pace, because if you do it at anybody else's pace, you're not going to be ready, and it's going to come out trash. And that's not going to be a true reflection of you as an artist. But you know it. So find behind the scenes, play with stuff that you like, and when you play with something that you feel like is Chelsea, then give it to the people. But take your time. Anything that comes fast, go fast. So don't rush it. Perfect your art, perfect your craft in whatever area or arena you're in. So, but I'm excited for you. What's another question I have for you? Okay, so I'm gonna go to the round robin questions now. All right, so who's your favorite artist and why?
I'm gonna say Beyonce because she's always given me something to aspire to. Like in fact, she recently came out with Be Alive, and one of the reasons why I like the song, I actually didn't like it on the first listen. I was like, oh, this is kind of abstract, but then I quickly came to love it. And in learning the song, I really liked it because there were so many runs. Like there were so many runs that weren't just easy. You know what I mean? I had to learn them. I had to practice them. I had to they were challenging. She always gives me challenging music to learn. Another reason why I love Beyonce is because I knew Beyonce since like Destiny's Child. Like I've always known Beyonce. But my mom came home one day with like the B-Day video album, and I watched the whole thing. And I appreciate how much thought Beyonce puts into her visual media. And that's something, if I had the budget, like I would be doing stuff like that. So yeah, I love her for that.
Okay. All right, Mike, what about you? Favorite artist and why?
Oh, you know what? I might not have been able to answer it before as confidently, but now for sure, I'm super biased. But like, if you think about like real hip hop, like Common, Talib Kweli, like Mobb Deep, DJ Premier, Grandmaster Flash, you know, I consider myself a student of hip hop, and like going back to the Four Elements, you know, I didn't know about any of that. I didn't know that existed. I didn't know all that was underground, because growing up, the only rap I listened to was on the radio. So I only heard Ludacris, I only heard Nelly, It's Getting Hot. Like I thought that was
you thought that was rap.
You're right. That was it. So fast forward to I think 2004. I was in New Jersey. I was either in East Brunswick High or I was in Churchill. And in the library, they had College Dropout. I don't even know what got me to listen to Kanye at all. I don't even know, if I think about it, because I never heard of him before like that too. But I just for some reason got that, and that whole album changed my life. Like I didn't even know like rap can sound like that. And that's when I heard about Talib and then Mos Def, and that literally opened the door for like, so I would credit Kanye West with like influencing like that whole change, right? And then of course, as a Gemini man, Kanye just kind of like taught me like people will say whatever about what you say, and everything you say will get in people's feelings, but you're just gonna keep on succeeding regardless. Like I didn't realize how inspirational.
Not Kanye, his role model. Like I would be Kanye for president. He probably voted for Kanye.
No. It hurt my heart because the only other Gemini I feel like that about is Trump. And like if I could ever vote for Kanye, I would vote for Kanye. And the one time I had the chance to vote for Kanye, I voted for Trump. So that was the only thing I was doing to sleep. But like, it is what it is.
I knew you would say Kanye. I'll say that. I because when you started naming Common, I was like, wow, he's not gonna say Kanye, but I knew you were gonna say Kanye. So I like Kanye. I love him.
Yeah, me too. He got a new I haven't listened. I can't sit through the whole new project, but it's Kanye. One day I will, when the time comes, because it's Kanye. It's Jedi Masterhead ass. But my favorite artist, so of all time, Prince probably. Yes. I'm a huge Prince fan. I love Prince. People think I joke when I say this, but I really stopped fucking with a dude because he ain't called me when Prince died. Bitch, you know I love Prince. Prince died, you ain't called me. Fuck you. So, but Prince, and I love him because
respect.
He was a Beyonce. If we're using her as an example, like have you ever met another Prince and you see people with undertones of Prince? We got The Weeknd, we got fucking Usher, anybody who sexualized anything, it came from Prince. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a huge Prince fan, and if we talking about octave and vocal range, I would put him close to Michael, very close to Michael, if not surpassing Michael. But they were two different rodeos, there were two different parties. It's Shaq and Kobe. But Prince, absolutely. So I got two more messy. I got one question and one messy question for you guys, and then I'll let you guys ask any of the questions you got. Look, my first question is: so somebody asked me the other day, how did I feel about the state of hip hop? So I want to know how you guys feel about the state of hip hop.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say I'm gonna let Michael go first because I'm an R&B girl. So
it's such a fascinating question, to be honest, because like that alone could be a whole podcast episode. The state of hip hop, and one thing that I appreciate now that I'm older, like 10 years ago, when Ludacris was in his prime, 50 Cent was in his prime, and hip hop was like WWE in its prime. Not to say that it was fake, but it was just so hype, like so many characters and legends coming through. Versus now, where there's like a younger crowd, like I can appreciate how like when we were young, the old heads were like, "Oh, this is hip hop is dead. Like this is horrible." And now I'm older and I'm saying the same thing, and it's like, wow, like it's. I can appreciate the cycle. How like maybe, and that's what really helped me appreciate more. I think what made me so much of a better artist is, you know, really being a student of hip hop and learning like, you know, where hip hop started and its influence in New York, and like learning about the down south artists, and really just appreciating the culture and why certain things occur, because certain things will happen in the game that will totally be nuanced, and you won't really, it'll go over your head. Like it's so much easier for a lot of people to be like, yeah, I think it's awesome how Tekashi 6ix9ine can come through and like, you know, make so many millions of dollars.
Snitches get stitches. Okay, go ahead.
Right, being right? No, but like it's really important because you see a lot of people, regardless of whether people admit it or not, Daniel Hernandez is a genius, and the way that he kind of, you know,
is that Tekashi 6ix9ine real name? It sounded like a snitch name.
The way, right? Yeah, no, it really does. It actually does. It sounds like an informant, but the way he like exploited, the way he kind of finessed the game, it kind of misleads a whole new generation of people to be like, oh, okay, like rap is kind of mislead. Rap is a gimmick, you know what I mean? And like, you see all these people coming into the game trying to take that formula. But at the end of the day, you just have these people exploiting Black culture. That's all it is. At the end of the day, it's exploitation of Black culture by all sorts of people. And you're taking a style, you're commercializing, you're making all sorts of money from it, and you're cashing out on that culture. And it's crazy.
Cultural appropriation, isn't that what they call it?
Pretty much. And I don't want to say that to sound too woke, because hip hop.
Don't be afraid of being woke. That's real ass shit. They selling our fucking energy. They selling our style.
It's a love-hate relationship, because you have the underground gems. You have the people who you know put in for hip hop in their own way, and all the pioneers. But to be honest, like, if I'm just gonna be, I hate to be that purist, but like, I just feel like, but see, the reason why I don't want to say that is that every old head has said this, but I just feel like that golden era from like when Jagged Edge and Diddy and Biggie were killing it to like the 50 Cent era, and right after G Unit, like once Drake and like J. Cole and them came through, hip hop just went like boom. Like it was,
you have balls to say that.
And hold on, like I if you ask me, like J. Cole is one of the GOAT rappers, Drake is one of the GOAT rappers, like Drake, like people will hate on Drake. Drake can rap, Drake can make music, Drake can rap, but like his generation came out, the one after, and then the game's fucked up. And people will hate on Soulja Boy. I used to hate on Soulja Boy too, until I remember Soulja Boy's a GOAT. But like after that generation with like the Roscoe Dashes and like the Drakes,
I love Roscoe Dash.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I think hip hop has been greatly affected by like the internet and like not Spotify, but like SoundCloud, and not like R&B has not been affected in the way hip hop has, because in hip hop there was this whole thing where like you could just like blow up overnight over SoundCloud, and I don't think R&B singers were really getting that same like situation going. And with hip hop, what ended up happening is that you had a lot of people who I'm not judging. I'm really not judging, but it's like, it didn't seem like they had the same kind of artistry maybe. And a good example I think would be Waka Flocka. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love him, whatever, but like there was a lot of party music coming out. And I felt like instead of having like these icons being molded and like marketed to us, you had a lot of like, oh, look at me. And some people
fast food music.
Perfect analogy, like a lot of fast food music. And I definitely think it's interesting that it didn't happen in R&B as far as I'm aware. And I would also say, like, I was watching, I don't know where I found this video clip, but it was Snoop Dogg talking about how he went in the studio. I don't know if it was a panel. I think it was Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and there was one other person there. And Snoop was saying how he went in studio, and I think he was asked to feature on somebody's song. And the producer or something was trying to get him to rap the way like new people do, and he's like, I don't fucking rap like that. And he was like, and I was like, what? Like, because I was like, wait a second, like, is he exaggerating? Because I don't listen to what's that one group of like 4 people? Is it the 4 rappers? Migos. I don't listen to the Migos, right? I know a lot about them. I'm not against them. I just haven't heard them. And so when he mentioned the Migos in that, and so I listened to the Migos for the first time. I forget which song it was, but it was literally like da 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 da. I think of Versace.
They're the fathers of that flow. They're not the ones who like created it, but they basically fathered a whole style of rap. After that,
and people if the new kids like that, that's I'm whatever. Like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem very iconic.
You sound so old, Chelsea. If the young folks like that, their music.
I don't feel like it's gonna last. But at the same time, I don't really feel like everyone in our time is bad. Like, for example, I feel like Kendrick is a modern rapper, and I think he's good, just as good as the old people.
I was just gonna say, if you were to ask who's better, J. Cole or Drake, the answer is Kendrick. Unpopular opinion, Kendrick.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
He's pushing it real hard, like a car that broke down. Like,
unpopular opinion, but Kendrick is smoking both of them. Kendrick is smoking both of your top 5s. Like, I'm biased though.
Kendrick was jaded for me because I like really heard a lot of Kendrick when I was in college and trying to be like a critical thinker. And I had a friend who was being really critical of Kendrick, and Kendrick is one of those artists that really tries to take political stances. And I had a lot of friends who felt like he's not as woke as they he's not as woke as they try to make him seem. He's kind of like an acceptable type of woke for white people, sort of woke almost. I don't know. That's what people were telling me, and it's hard to unsee that.
Like a diet Malcolm X.
Say it again.
Like a diet Malcolm.
You say Kendrick is like a diet Malcolm?
I would say a knockoff Malcolm. I wouldn't say a diet. If you're a diet, you're still. I feel like Malcolm.
A knockoff Malcolm.
Yes.
He got real disrespectful.
Martin Luther King is a diet Malcolm X. Kendrick is a knockoff. You feel what I'm saying? It's not actually.
That is foul.
At the same time, like, I'll just close out with this one thing, right? People have really drugged Drake for filth, and I think he should be drugged for filth in terms of I've heard that he doesn't.
What are we talking about?
You heard that he doesn't what? You heard he doesn't what?
Specifically because I heard he doesn't write his raps, and the person who was dragging him for filth felt like in hip hop, that's like what hip hop is about. You need to write your raps, and you don't even freestyle, things like that.
We'll clear it up. So Drake is a ghostwriter. Drake has actually written raps for other artists, but some will say you have to put an asterisk in his name, because if you're gonna say like you're the best writer, if you're the best rapper, then there has to be an asterisk in your name, because some of the songs you ghostwritten, like there's a reference track. And there was an argument about this. Talib was defending Drake, and the person was like, do you have any reference tracks laying around? And he said, no. Exactly, you don't have a ghostwriter. But the only reason why I'll give Drake a pass is because if you heard his first 2 mixtapes, he's proven that he can write. He's proven that he can rap. Absolutely. And he ghostwrites for other artists. So if he wants to take a hook from someone and a song from someone, because maybe he's just at that level, maybe that's what they do. But I feel you though.
But my thing is like, does Kanye still write his music? Does Jay-Z still write his music? Does I think J. Cole.
Jay-Z is not spitting anybody. Like, I was kind of mad too because I had to accept, as much as Kanye is my favorite and I would say he's the GOAT, Jay-Z is the GOAT. Like, Jay-Z is the greatest rapper. Like, Jay-Z doesn't need ghostwriter because he'll just freestyle a verse in the studio. Like, real time, like GOAT shit. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
I do have to say, like, even though I feel like critiquing Drake is very valid. Like, he seems like he's just in it for the money in a lot of ways. Like, he doesn't seem like, it's almost like, to me, Drake is an excellent actor and he's acting like a really successful rapper. And I love Drake.
I just heard that critique. I just heard that critique from someone that he started off original, but then at some point it's like he's acting what he's doing, and it's kind of like, it's exactly what it's even in this album. It's like he's acting like,
you both just want to murder me online in front
I have to maintain the Drake persona. I'm having sex with sexy women. I have money.
Like, Drake all the time. I quote Drake all the time. Like, I just love Drake's music. He's the one I listen to the most, I would say, maybe only parallel to Kanye. But I don't know, because to me, Kanye seems very genuine and authentic. Drake seems like a really great marketed artist.
Everyone says that. I don't understand unless they're a Drake fan, right? But
this is the Ten of Swords happening right now.
No, but like I don't want to hate though, because like
this is what it looks like.
Drake is still a very talented artist, but he plays it so safe, and I think that's the best thing that he's ever done for his career. At first, it's why it was the only critique I had from him. For him, I thought it was bad that he played it safe and he didn't do it. Then I realized, oh, he's a fucking genius. Don't fucking do all that. Like, unless you're Kanye, if you're Kanye, right? But like, I think him playing it safe was the best thing that kind of helped his career, because like, you don't know what he's about really. You don't know. He's kept it a mystery. Like, it is what it is. You don't really know how he feels.
Scorpio.
And like, exactly. He's Scorpio.
And he was writing it hard. October boy, October baby. Like, okay, all right.
In my face, y'all. They don't even care. Like, they're so disrespectful.
We're giving Leanne a heart attack.
Also, Drake has been accused of being a culture vulture. Like, he ripped off British rap. He ripped off like Canadian Jamaicans or something. Like, I don't know. Drake has
but if you ask him, he's putting them on and he's giving them opportunity.
That's how I felt. I kind of felt like, okay, well, like, to me, I kind of am never very
really know about them, Drake, so.
The difference between like culture appropriation and appreciation, like hearing a new sound and loving it, adopting it, and putting it out. Like, I don't know, but yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna end this with this and then ask my next messy question. But I want to end this question round by saying Drake is perfect and he can do no wrong. I love you, Drake.
There's an argument for that. For that.
Yeah, I'm not fighting it.
Don't fight it. Just lean over. Don't. Like,
oh, you know what? I can't believe I forgot to ask this. Where does Chris Brown fall on the singing?
He's not bad, I guess.
He's not bad, I guess.
He's not Usher. He's not Usher, but he's like the new Usher, but he's not Usher.
Okay, so
he's Usher diet.
I had this belief that the greatest R&B. So I was clearly wrong, because I felt like, and I have no business saying this, but I had in my head like there's the GOAT of R&B, and then there's the king of R&B, and the GOAT would be R. Kelly and the king would be Chris Brown. But clearly I'm wrong.
Why do you think Chris Brown is great vocally? Like, what makes him great vocally?
I don't know. This is just what I thought. I just kind of I didn't even know Usher was on a better singer than, and I was just throwing that. I just assumed that Chris Brown.
Michael, you got us a great segue. Speaking of R. Kelly.
Yeah, where's R. Kelly fall into that? Never mind. I hear reaction.
So this is so perfect. So all right, this is the most perfect segue ever. Couldn't have planned this better. So, can you separate the artist from the music?
Yes. Yeah. But hold on. Let me, because I think about this a lot. You know, this is a question that comes up a lot. So I feel like I always need a good answer ready.
You have to. In fact, I'll go a step and say you have to separate the artist from the music.
I personally don't think you have to. If people have a hard time doing that, I think that's totally fine. Like, that's understandable that you have a hard time, because as an artist, I know that I've created art that was not reflective of reality. Like, I've created art that's not reflective of true life or anything I was going through or anything like that. So I can create art that's not like personal, right? But at the same time, the art I create is always going to be a reflection of how I want to see the world and what I think is beautiful and things like that. Given, for me, I can separate the art from the artist just because just because of how I view my own artistic process. At the same time, I think that I can't separate, like, for example, let's just use like Chris Brown, right? I know a lot of people are canceling him after the whole like Rihanna fiasco, domestic violence situation. I was personally very surprised when he came out with I Can Transform You and people just like forgot about everything. But I think for me, right, if I'm against an artist for whatever reason, Chris Brown as an example, if I'm against an artist, but I still like some of their music, because, Chris Brown had hits before all that went down. I don't have any problem listening to that music. I do have a problem buying a ticket and putting money in his hand. You know what I'm saying? If I'm against him in that moment.
He ain't have sex with 12-year-olds and piss on them.
Well, no matter what the artist is, okay, I have a problem doing anything that puts money in their hands. So for example, if there's like an actor I don't like, I will watch the bootleg. I'm not going to buy the
okay.
That's it.
That's really how I feel about it. Like, I can acknowledge that the artist is utter trash, and I'm not speaking about anyone in particular, but hypothetically, I can acknowledge that the artist is utter trash, but the actual art is a product that's owned by a corporation or a company. So like I could I feel like it's easy for me to detach. And just like you said before, like you could not put money in the artist's hand, but still do that. But I started to realize it's kind of imperative, because it's easy to kind of like associate both, because you're listening to something that you have strong feelings against. So I can understand that, but it's
like, you don't ever think when you hear I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, like who he was grinding, who he was talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he probably was. I mean, that kind of happened with,
he probably was with a 12-year-old.
That probably happened with Frank Ocean, right? I've been thinking about you. It's like, was he thinking about a nigga? And
Absolutely.
Can I sing that? Can I sing
Forrest Gump was explicitly about another guy. No, Forrest Gump was explicitly about another guy. But what? Here's the thing with R. Kelly that's kind of interesting, though. I actually didn't grow up hearing a lot of R. Kelly. Like, I can't name very many songs. The only ones I know,
I Believe I Could Fly.
No, but like, I didn't. Okay, here's the thing, right? I knew Remix to Ignition. I don't even think I really knew the original. I knew the Trapped in the Closet series. I didn't know I Believe I Can Fly was an R. Kelly song. I thought it was a song like Happy Birthday, like something that had always been in the ether. That's what I thought. I don't think I ever even knew that R. Kelly sang it. But R. Kelly was part of this movie called, I want to say, Sparkle. Whitney Houston also produced that movie and was in the movie, and it was starring what's called? I forget. She did No Air. She did No Air or whatever. So there's a song called One Wing. It's like one of my favorite songs ever. And the girl singing it is, she won like American Idol. She sang Jordan Sparks, right? She acted in it. She sang No Air. And so she sang One Wing. And I love this song, right? And it wasn't until after I fell in love with the song that I realized that R. Kelly wrote the song and had an integral part in the song. And when you hear it, you hear R. Kelly. Like it screams R. Kelly. I'm obviously not going to stop listening to the song, but I think when we boycott certain like artists, it kind of makes you think who else is being affected. Because now, if I like stop listening to the song, I'm hurting Jordan Sparks. Given she shouldn't have worked with him, but there's only right. Like, even if we were to boycott like all of R. Kelly's stuff, or a better example is Bill Cosby. A lot of people are talking about this. If we stop watching the Bill Cosby show, there's so many other actors that are affected that weren't a part of his bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's kind of difficult. But that's just something I think about too. Like there are other people involved who are getting hurt when you want to boycott. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, life's not fair.
And so it's crazy you put that in perspective for me, because so maybe not artists. Like I'm like, okay, I can't listen to R. Kelly piss on bitches. I don't care. Like I don't know. I just can't. But when it comes to Bill Cosby, I can't. I'm not gonna give up the Bill Cosby show, because there's so many valuable lessons. It shows Black people another way of life. It especially in the time that it came out, it showed Black people in a light. They were the breadwinners. They were the rich white people. They were the people who did the, you know. So many good lessons that came from the Cosby show.
And the Cosby show is not Bill Cosby. The Cosby show did not, you know, do what it did. So that's why you have to separate it, because sometimes we think it's the same, but you know.
That's another thing why it's very easy for me to separate the art from the artist, because when I listen to Chris Brown, I never thought he was like a good person while I was listening to Run It. I never thought like, oh, he's so tender. Like, no, like I like Run It is hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like even with I'm Gonna Take You Down, like I never thought, oh, he's a good person, that's why I'm listening. No, I just like the song. He ends up being a bad person, damn, but like that's not why I was listening.
That makes sense though. Like when you put it that way, like I wonder if he's a good person. Should I listen to his music? I don't give a fuck. Is the music good? Absolutely.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, guys. So you guys have any more questions? My computer just telling me it's gonna die in like maybe I got 30 more minutes. So you guys got any more questions that you want to ask before we head out for tonight?
Ooh, okay. I have 4, and I don't know. Well, I'll just say them all, and then you guys can just respond to what you want.
Okay.
What do you use music for? What qualifies as good music to you? What do you value more, lyrics or musicality? And what astrological element do you think makes good music? Because somebody told me like cardinal signs are the best musicians. I felt like my Venus and Leo is where all you know, where it all came from.
Cardinal signs are the most powerful, fixed signs are the strongest, and then mutable signs are the most creative.
Okay,
or like the most like game changing.
I think your Venus
Leo creative too.
Yeah, so Leo is creative. I was talking to somebody I was watching him play 2K, and so you know they have in 2K you have the different avatars that you can make up, and so I was telling him people's astrological signs based on their avatar. So one of the guys had a flame going up his arm. I said he's probably a fire sign, but he's not a Leo, because his flame, it was just a plain flame. A Leo wouldn't just get a plain flame. They would get a dancing flame. They would get like a 3D flame, you know, something that looks that's not, you know, if they're gonna get if I'm gonna get it and you're gonna see it, you're gonna see it, bitch. Yeah. Like you're gonna want to see it, you know. That's Leo. So that Venus Leo, I think it's creative. It's very creative for you. So I'll answer the 2 questions that I can remember. So I think anything, because I have a Libra moon, and my friend Jay Salt, I keep talking about him. He has a Libra moon. I listen to him rap. Like I said, I told him I wanted to, he's older, he's my age. So the older you get, the more I want to hate you, because I'm going to be honest. Because I want you to get a real job and focus on life, because I need you, you know, to grow up. Nah, like this nigga music cold, but he's a Libra moon. And I looked at his chart, and I think he has Venus and Taurus, and some other things. But I think that anything that's air, so Libra, I think Libra is the best because it's balanced. So you have air, you have Aquarius, but it's unorthodox, but it may be all over the place. And then you have Gemini, which is air as well. It's intelligent, and it's deep, but one day it might be one way, and the next day it might be the next. Is not consistent. But Libra is balanced. So I think anyone with Libra placements, hence that Libra rising that you have, is extremely, extremely beneficial. What's the first question you asked? I think it was.
What do you use music for? And what could you say?
I use music to heal. I think what's the name of the music? The pianist, is that the one with Rachel with Jamie Foxx? No, the pianist. So
Adrian Brody.
Nah, it's one where Ray Charles. Nah, I keep saying Ray Charles because Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx played. He played and I know it wasn't radio. I want to say it was Jamie Foxx. He played a musician that had like high functioning autism, and I think he used to go into these fits, but the only thing that would calm him down was music. And I think music is the universal language. The soloist, yes, that's it. I think music is a universal language. I think that there is a such thing as sound healing and musical healing, and I understand that music is a frequency. And so certain frequencies, so be very careful what you listen to, because there's certain frequencies, but I use it to heal. I use it, like if you can tell if I'm not okay if I'm not dancing. I'm the type, and I'll dance anywhere. I tell people I'll catch left cheek, right cheek at church. Like it doesn't matter. So I use music to gauge my mental health. I use it to gauge, like, music is everything. I can't do, like, I clean up with music. I might study with some music. I always have music. And I heard somebody say, like, I don't trust people who don't like music, and I don't.
Yeah. I've never met someone like that.
I've never met someone that doesn't like music. That's really, but I guess they exist. I wanted to add to what Leanne said because it's very important, and it's what made me respect. It's what made me like Libra, and that is Libra is the artist. Libra is the archetype of the artist. Like artists, like raw talent is like Aries, and then special talent is Cancer. But like Libra takes that raw talent and the special quality, and you can now present and perform it. So I noticed that Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, they're like their own individual talent. Like whatever they do is unique and original. And then Leo, Virgo, Libra, especially, and Scorpio are usually the premier artists. Like these are the lords of the social realm. They can perform very well. Like they're gonna be the ones who kind of lead the wave. And then you have the Sag, Cap, Aqua, and Pisces that are in their own world, and like they kind of like, sometimes they're the goats and the legends, but like normally the Libra axis is going to be like that forward push that leads the artistic trends, because it's artistry. I really appreciate that. And I guess like what makes good music is music that is relatable, because I was always like the conscious hip hop mad rapper that's like, oh, music is fake and like it's so commercial now. But I had to accept that, jams is king. Yeah, bars are God, but like jams is king. And like, the best jams and the best music is always relatable. The songs that just get whipped up in an instant, like, and Bruno Mars and Doja Cat.
What?
They're both Libra, so I was gonna ask.
I feel like we're having a good stream. Like, what happened?
He always got to throw that monkey wrench in there, man.
Well, I'm going to answer my own question, one of the questions, and I think I value lyrics a bit, just a little bit more than musicality. And it goes back to what you said in terms of like, I really try to be a little, I try to filter what I listen to, because I definitely feel like music, passes through the conscious, goes straight to your subconscious. And if you're not careful, you'll just be going along with anything. So I really, me personally, I hope I will never make music that's like really not degrading, but like just almost maybe a little too woe is me, or just things that I just don't like. I don't want to project a lifestyle that I wouldn't want to live. And there's a lot of music like that I just can't really relate to, I guess. But in that vein, one of the songs I've been listening to on repeat is Lift Yourself by Kanye West. And when I found out about the backstory to that song, I was like, wow, like it's just some beef between him and Drake. Okay. But I love that song, and like there's really no words.
They squashed it apparently, right?
I believe it's gonna be reflamed.
Jay Prince basically said, "Okay, apologize to your brother."
I don't buy it.
Okay.
I think it's all a publicity stunt. I think they're both. It's Kanye fucking West. He's a fucking evil genius. Like,
I think Kanye it might be open to it, but Drake is like, Jay Prince made me do this. That's the only reason.
Nah, because you can't in the same breath just talk about Drake and say all the shit. You're like, he's an actor and he's acting, and then and take that shit away from him. I'm gonna stand for Drake here today. God damn it.
I actually feel like Kanye is the instigator in this situation. Based on the history, I feel like Kanye is the bad guy in this situation.
It's all planned. I think it's money. It's the best money that you'll ever make. It's all souped up drama while y'all making like they are drumming this up like beefing, sitting next to each other, like drinking wine. Like, look, these idiots. They're eating this shit up. Here. I hate you, Kanye. Fuck you. Enter. You press in. Yeah, they eating this shit up. That's how I feel like. That's what's going on for real.
Yeah,
that's true.
Absolutely.
No one has anything better to do. So I mean, it is what it is. So we just go forget about Bruno Mars and Doja.
Look, he had to bring me back up. We tried to like slide out of it easily, like change the conversation.
A lot of people like Doja Cat. I haven't really heard her stuff, so I really can't say anything.
You don't like Doja Cat?
I think the critiques against Bruno Mars are very valid, especially if anybody knows Sensei Aishitamesu on YouTube, who's basically Sarin. She feels like Bruno Mars is a wedding singer who does cover songs, and I think that's fair. I think that's true. Listen, what's that one song that's like Don't Believe What You Just Watched? That was literally copy and paste from a different artist who was Black. But I think if you look at old Bruno, that seems a bit more original. I think vocally though he has talent, but I don't know. Yeah,
I think I'm in love with Bruno as an artist and not a.
I heard his performances are pretty lit too.
Yeah, I can believe that. I believe Bruno is just as good on track as he is in person. Yes, I believe he brings the fire. Yes.
Yeah, but Doja Cat, nah. So she got a song called Streets. It's good, but she can't sing her way out of a plastic bag. Like she might be the very beginning of the fucking spectrum.
Damn.
Like, she didn't even mention Nicki Minaj when we were talking about all these rappers. I like her.
And so I'll say this, and I was just my same friend. I was just telling him, I was like, yo, I don't fuck with Nicki because okay, so you just said Mike, music that you can relate to. Nicki from up north, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a down south girl. One of my favorite artists is Boosie and Kevin Gates, you know what I'm saying? That's not very, but I will say this, as an artist, what Nicki does, she is never gonna be another Barb. Like you can't compare her to Little Kim because she's not trying to be Little Kim ever at all. It's some industry beef probably drummed up to
and she writes her raps. She writes all the shit.
Cold. Yeah, she cold as fuck. So I don't fuck with her because like I like her albums, but I'm not like, it's rare that you'll find me with the pink print in my car. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like she deserves to be mentioned with the greats. Absolutely.
Oh, word. Okay. Yeah. That's wild. That was a great episode. And is there anything you'd like to sing for us, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like a whole song or just
No. It doesn't have to be a whole song. Just be like, it could be a snippet. You want to sing a little bit of Adele, maybe?
We wait. The audience. I'm ready for you. Hello.
I'm gonna go ahead and sing Adele. Right. One of my favorite Adele songs, I think, is All I Ask. I have a YouTube channel, and I feel like my covers and I feel like I like my repertoire on my YouTube channel. Honestly, because you see progression. And there is a video of me performing All I Ask. It's like a live performance that was recorded. I don't think I did that well, but you see the audience reaction. They really liked it. But I think since then I've improved a lot in my voice, given my voice is messed up a little now, but whatever. So I'll sing a little bit of Adele.
I put the YouTube channel in the description box below too.
Thanks. I will leave my heart at the door. I won't say a word. They've all been said before, you know, so why don't we just play pretend like we're not scared of what is coming next, or scared of having nothing left. Look, don't get me wrong, I know there is no tomorrow. All I ask is if this is my last night with you, hold me like more than just a friend. Give me a memory I can use. Take me by the hand while we do what lovers do. It matters how this ends. 'Cause what if I never love again? Oh, where is everyone? I was I thought this stream ended. I was like, what? Because that happened to me. No.
Yo, Adele,
you better fucking sing. You better fucking sing.
There we go. Y'all better cop that album. Link in the description below. Let's get it.
Live and live in color on the fucking at the drop of a dime.
Oh no! Is she? I know she said that like her computer was dying. Okay,
no,
okay.
She said that.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? That just made me realize Adele really is fire. I didn't know. I never heard that song before.
Adele is fire. I haven't listened to her new album. I'll get to it. But Adele is fire. I'm never going to take that from her. I wish people didn't pit her against Beyonce because it divides the world. It divides.
Damn, I love that too. Virgo versus Taurus. Holy shit.
But I mean, even Adele said Beyonce should have won the Grammy.
That's I was about to say, Adele gave Beyonce props, but
yes. Yes, but that's a different conversation. That's a Grammy, not specifically vocal ability. But thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me sing. That was really cool.
No problem. And shout out to Leanne. We'll definitely reconvene, but shout out to her. The episode was freaking awesome. Is there any final thing you want to share about the album?
It was my baby. It's so funny that Leanne mentioned Dreamin' as her favorite song because Dreamin' was the first song I wrote on the album. And here's a little like small backstory.
Before Bitter?
Yeah. Dreamin' was first. I wrote Dreamin' on the bus after I put my stuff in storage in LA. On the bus back to the Bay Area, I wrote that on the bus. Like before I even came out to Vegas. That Dreamin' was first. Okay. Wait. Okay, sorry, shit. Technically, that's not true. Technically, I wrote Barry a couple months before, but I didn't think Barry was going to do anything. Technically. But Dreamin' was first. The thing is, though, Bitter is not an album based on real events. Nothing in Bitter is true. Nothing. Except for Dreamin'. And I don't know if you remember, Michael, you said, oh, yeah, she's everything.
She was talking. Did you hear what she was saying earlier, or did you? Because she was just talking about how she wrote "Dreamin'" first on the That was the first
No,
song.
so I didn't hear that. I missed all of that. Okay, so
We didn't get into the meat of it yet, but yes, I wrote Dreamin' first. So Bitter is not based on true events, but I do think that my future albums will be strictly based on true events, but Bitter is not based on true events. The only song in the album that is Dreamin'. And one thing I always had a fear growing up that I didn't want to make a song or like work on music because if it didn't win Grammys, I would always feel like bad about it. And Michael told me like it's literally not how it works. Like when you make music, like you're going to love it. I promise. Just trust. Okay. Try it out, see what happens. If you don't like it, that's fine, right? And he was absolutely right. Bitter is my baby. Bitter is my firstborn. Bitter is my everything. I don't give a damn who feels any type of way about it. Like Bitter is everything. Right. Bitter is everything. And Dreamin' was, when I was writing Dreamin', like it was, everything about it was true. And I was really giving my all because I left school at the time. I dropped out of school and I thought I would never go back, but I was giving it everything. And I kind of was a little scared I was writing it because I felt like, okay, if this doesn't work out, because I was saying things like, I'm going to make it, right? I'm going to make it. And I'm giving it my all. And I felt like, okay, if this doesn't come true, then this song is going to be kind of awkward. But even to this day, Dreamin' is still a true song. Like I'm still giving it my all. I'm still making it like, yeah. So, yeah, but that's Bitter. I do have new music coming out, and it's not going to sound like Bitter. I'll tell you right now, just because Bitter costs a lot of money, like paying all these producers. The next song is actually a cappella, so it's just my voice the entire time, and it's more of it's called, I don't want to say what it's called, it's a secret, but it's not a gospel song, but like it's not a gospel album, but people will definitely think it is because it's referencing God, just because I think of God as the universe, but like I call it God because that's just how I grew up. And then I have a different project in my mind for after that. And yeah, so new stuff on the way. It's coming.
There we go.
New music out soon. I found her on Amazon Music. If you just type in her name, it'll bring up her album and just listen to it straight through. It's 7 songs. It's worth the listen. It's a beautiful song. She has a beautiful voice. She's a beautiful artist, and you might want to get in on the top floor because when we started from the bottom, now we here. We don't give a fuck about bandwagoners, my boy. So.
And we got the iTunes and the Spotify below, and make sure you check out the YouTube channel. The growth is real. That's definitely for sure. The covers are lit. So Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us. Leanne, thank you so much for the amazing idea, and make sure you tune us for episode 4. So from now on, these episodes will exclusively be on Clearsight Consulting or Mystical Illuminations. Okay, they're going to be on Mystical Illuminations. We'll take highlights from that, post them here, but make sure you follow Mystical Illuminations so you can catch us in 2 weeks.
Instagram, YouTube, the Peace Dealer, the Hope Dealer. What's your Instagram?
Chelsea Odera, _Chelsea Odera.
That part. Y'all be blessed. It's been a show.
All right, y'all.